This is Anthony. Real quick, I want to say that this episode of Let's Watch Something is brought to you by Anchor. Anchor is a completely free to use podcast creation and distribution service. It has everything you need to create and distribute your podcast in one place. It'll even help you earn money with ads, just like this one, with no minimum listenership required. You can check it out for free at anchor.fm. You can even record on your phone using the mobile app through iTunes or Google Play. Once your podcast is recorded, Anchor can help you get your podcast onto Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere that podcasts are heard, so you can get your show heard by as many people as possible. Now, let's get on with the show.
It's showtime.
It's showtime.
It's showtime.
No.
It is currently showtime.
Oh, yes. It is showtime.
Showtime, y'all. Showtime biscuits.
I love biscuits. Well, I don't really like biscuits, actually.
Biscuits are all right. Well, Popeyes has good biscuits. They're the only biscuits I will eat right now. Because they're actually surprisingly low in carb for being a biscuit. So, yeah. Popeyes biscuits they're also buttery and super fucking good. I've yet to have a biscuit that I prefer over Popeyes.
I had Churches, and they were pretty good, but I'm not, like, a huge fan of biscuits.
Oh, shit. I remember Churches. But, well, the thing is that Popeyes has the blackened tenders, which are not breaded, and they're super fucking good, and I can have as many as I want.
The more you talk about it, the more you lose.
Welcome back to Let's Watch Something with Anthony and Jac.
Anthony and Jac.
Anthony and the Jac. We are
Jac.
we're revving up for the
guess.
spookiest time of the year.
Jacktober.
Jacktober, bitches. And I wanted to rewatch frankly one of my favorite movies of all time. Beetlejuice.
Bentley guys.
Bet the guys. Right off the top, I just have to say, holy shit, it still lives up. I still absolutely love Beetlejuice.
I got bored.
I don't blame you. Beetlejuice is number 9 on my top 10 favorite movies of all time. Now that I have a Disney Plus account, I need to rewatch Wall-E to see where that sits.
I've actually never seen that one.
Wall-E is number 8. You get bored easily. The first 45 minutes of that movie are really slow. And
Yeah.
I say slow as in like slow paced. I don't mean slow as in slow. I mean like it's really somber and depressing and it's like artfully done. It's really nice.
So remind me not to watch it while I'm on my Shark Week.
Oh shit no. God, you would be destroyed. It would kill you. Holy shit. The entire opening of Wall-E is all emotional shit. It's not as bad as Up, but it's like
I've never seen Up either.
oh god, Up would destroy you right now.
Don't mess with me.
I won't. I'm sorry.
Don't. You show me cute pictures of dogs and I'll cry.
Yeah, I've been sending you cute pictures all fucking day.
Which made me happy, actually. Because I was like, getting a call, annoyed. Oh, cute puppy.
No,
Okay,
it's a
feeling
puppy.
a little better.
Now,
Oh, cute turtles. Okay.
I wanted to revisit Beetlejuice because I feel like I have a lot more to say about it now than I did when I first covered it for the show. So I want to just go right off the top of saying, yeah, it's still one of my favorite movies of all time. It still holds up as I think it's a near perfect movie.
Nice fucking model.
Nice
Honk, honk.
fucking. Now there's a interesting thing. We discussed this the last 2 shows. Hey, it's like we have a theme. We have something to talk about. Huh.
Like movies.
Yeah. We discussed with The Last Airbender and The Lion King how those were adaptations of something that seemed to lack an identity of who they were targeting the movie for. This is a little bit freer in that sense that it's not an adaptation. It was an original story at the time. And
I still don't get the story.
it still had a problem of who is this movie for. It's a rated PG movie. It's got fairly foul language, a very perverted character who is overtly like
harassing people.
Yeah.
He reaches behind himself and tries to grab Barbara and
by the pussy.
ew, he trumped her.
He trumped her. Ew.
Gross.
And it makes light of suicide. It like uses
well, that doesn't bother me
it
too much.
uses suicide almost as a punchline, because of the whole premise of the movie is all about death, and there's a character contemplating suicide, and it's like a whole thing, and it just kind of doesn't handle it the best. It has issues of, who is this movie for? Is it for kids? Is it for adults? Is it for moody teenagers? Because if it's for adults, why are there so many wacky, goofy sound effects? If it's for kids, why is it such a serious, such a dark and like inappropriate humor? Like, that's the weird thing about
it's
it.
100% for moody teens.
Yeah.
It's for the goth kids that still have some whimsical childhood in them.
It's for me. I fucking love it. I love it. And it's a good point that you brought up, that you couldn't understand the story.
Yeah, well, no, like, here's the thing, is like, okay, they died. And then what makes Beetlejuice so different of a ghost than any other ghost?
He's been around longer.
Yeah, he's gross looking too. He's all moldy and shit.
Yeah, he got kicked out of the netherworld and had been farting around the human realm, trying to find people to set him free. Anywho, it's let me rewind back to what I was saying about you not understanding the story, because I was taking extensive notes this time. Because
Which we never do, by the way.
Yeah, never. Not once have I written anything down.
I don't do that.
I tried once, and I was like, I can't fucking watch a movie while doing this.
You have to pause it.
Yeah. So I took extensive notes because I had noticed. I've been working a lot on a side project with some friends, writing an RPG campaign, and I was like researching. Shut up, Jack. Jack, wake up. I was researching story structure and how stories are written and writing and shit like that. Really putting to use some of the stuff that I've learned from enjoying movies, and what the hero's journey was. And it's a model, kind of like a flow of like points that stories can be broken down into. And this is like the hero's journey. This is the most basic form of a character's journey as a protagonist, or in some cases as a story transcends, it will hit these 12 points, creating a narrative. And I just want to share some of these points with you, Jack, to try and help you understand what the story was. The hero's journey, as we all know, begins with the ordinary world. Step 1.
Ordinary world.
Fairly obvious here. We get to see the Maitlands in their home, building their model, talking about, wanting to start a family. Someone's trying to buy their house, and they're like, "Nah, we like our house." We see
our house.
the literal ordinary world, and then the call of adventure. They become ghosts. They die and become ghosts. And then the people move in, and this is like their adventure. This is what their conflict is. People come into their house, they don't want them there, and they hire ghosts, and they're having to deal with that. What happens when there's a call of adventure? What do you do?
Me personally, nothing. I don't like that shit.
Exactly. Step 3, refusal of the call. Because what do? They say, "I can't take this," and Barbara literally runs right out the door into the fucking deserts of Saturn or whatever.
Yeet.
Yeah, they refuse the call of adventure. They're like gonna hide in the attic. They don't want to fight for their home. They're just content with getting out of there. And then meeting the mentor, the old man. The mentor being Beetlejuice.
Ew.
Yes.
He's not the mentor.
Well, this is why these heroes. The hero's journey is like an interpretive thing. It's not a literal point for point. Then crossing the first threshold is like stepping away from the ordinary world and finally embracing that adventure. This would be when they enter the netherworld and meet Juno, their caseworker.
Smoky Throats.
Smoky Throats. She was fucking cool. I love her. She was one of my favorite characters in this movie. And
I like Flat Guy.
Flat Guy.
I just give them all my own nicknames. I don't even.
Yeah.
Smoky Throats, Flat Guy.
They enter the netherworld, and that's kind of where things start getting really interesting. We start to see other ghost characters. We see the people in the waiting room. They have a mix of the generic blue skin or green skinned, cartoonish zombies. Like when a cartoon wants to have a zombie, they just make their skin green. Their screen green.
Screen green.
But then they also have like Tim Burton's cameo, the fucking burnt to a crisp skeleton. The guy with the shrunken head, like weird interpolations of what death looks like. Interpretations.
Is that a word?
Interpolate. You can interpolate.
How?
Shut up.
Prove it.
Interpolate?
Yeah.
I'm going to Google it. God damn it. You're going to make me Google.
Google. That's my favorite word now. Interpolate. It makes me think of like grape lemonade.
Interpolate. Verb. Interrupt the order of the day by demanding... Nope, that's not it. Bring into being or giving identity to an individual or category. So yes, they're interpolating. They're bringing identity into this concept of death by being a unique character. They have all these different representations. They're interpolating and creating characters from the concept of being dead. I'm trying to cut back myself.
If I die by cigarettes.
Tests, allies, and enemies. Lydia discovers the model. She meets the Maitlands and they meet Juno. And the whole Deo sequence falls under this because this is them like testing their abilities. Then this is where things get a little screwy with how interpreting the hero's journey. Approach the innermost cave. This is usually where the big thing is that you're going for. However, this is where the Dietz get into the attic. The Dietzes get into the attic and Otho takes the handbook. And seizing the sword is like the seance and shit. This is all like neither here nor there. I'm just saying, like, when you break down basic story structure, Beetlejuice does a really good job of following those structures and twisting them on their head. Because the entire time you're watching it, a story has a protagonist or protagonists or antagonists. Who is the antagonist of Beetlejuice? Your silence says exactly what I wanted it to say.
Okay, so you say that Beetlejuice is the mentor.
In a way.
But he's totally the antagonist because he's the bad guy.
Right. What is the main conflict of the movie, though?
They want to get the Dietz out.
Right.
But they're not the bad guys. They bought their own house. They bought that house. That's theirs now.
So if you were to look at this in a 3-act story, the inciting incident is the Dietzes moving in and disrupting their home and like they're unhappy with them and want to get rid of them. By that definition, the family would be the antagonists. And for like the first half of this movie, first half of this movie, they really are, because they're bad guys. They're ripping apart their home that they care so much about. They're trying to catch these ghosts for personal reasons. And they seek help to get rid of them, only to unleash an even greater threat. Beetlejuice. So yes, Beetlejuice is kind of the antagonist. Beetlejuice. Joke. Yes. So yeah, Beetlejuice becomes the antagonist in the second half of this movie, which I think is a really interesting subversion of that idea, because you're seeing the context of what this story is, but there's also a subtext to it, the greater message of the movie, what the filmmakers were bringing to it, what the filmmakers wanted you to take away from this, despite it not being overtly what the movie is about. This movie is about death.
Yeah.
It's about dying. It's about losing people that you care about in your family. Even though the Maitlands had no connection to Lydia Dietz or whatever her dad's name was. Charles. Or Delia.
I knew
Delia. I can never remember Charles Dietz.
Nobody does. He's a pervert.
He's a weirdo. Don't like him. Don't like his character. He's got some funny moments in the movie. When they move into the house, he sits down in a chair, watches the moving people unpack, and he's like completely relaxed. And he's like just jittering and clearly not relaxed.
Like, yeah, he's like tapping his foot and rocking back and forth. Like...
Yeah, he's anxious and just fucking, he's not relaxed at all. So we do see that interesting interesting take on it, because we are not experiencing death from where we normally do, which is watching people die. We're experiencing death from the dead perspective, which in turn gives an interesting perspective and an interesting twist on that idea of people die and they move on, and you move on. You know, shit happens, get over it, but not so much in those terms. Coming to terms with being dead and with death is what this movie kind of becomes after a while.
Oh yeah. Sorry, totally zoning out.
You hearing those cicadas out there?
No, I was zoning out, staring at the ceiling, and everything that you were saying was turning into one long sound. Sorry.
That's okay. So
I heard it though, I think.
Yes, you think. So we do think that we have this idea of when we lose somebody in our lives, when a tragedy occurs, that we are given time to grieve, and sometimes people aren't given that luxury. The Maitlands barely even realize that they're dead when the new family moves in. So they have this intrusive thing coming in and just having to realize that they no longer have control. And I just think it's a fascinating twist on that idea, because the whole time you're thinking about death, you're thinking about dead people. You're thinking about ghosts the whole time, because it's literally what the movie's about. It's about a couple of ghosts.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think anything farther into it than, okay, it's Beetlejuice.
It's Beetlejuice. As far as movies go, I think it was very well made.
I mean, I guess.
It's
not one of my favorite Tim Burtons.
It's my favorite Tim Burton.
That's because you have bad taste.
Yeah.
Look at your shirt.
It's a Kirby shirt. No, I really do think this is Tim Burton's best movie. Maybe Batman.
You didn't say it right.
Maybe Batman.
The Batman.
The Batman, starring Michael Keaton.
He really likes he has favorite actors.
Like his wife. Johnny Depp.
You know, everyone has always been like, oh, he's so hot.
No.
He's not my type.
You seen him in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Oh, oofta.
He's pretty good in that movie.
Oh, he's a good actor.
He's a good actor.
He's a fantastic actor. I just don't find him all that attractive like everyone else seems to think.
There's a lot of really awesome imagery and symbolism. There's doors. They emphasize doors a lot.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, death is just like a transition into what comes next.
Dying is just a doorway, bro.
Yeah. And there's doors. There are doors.
You gotta cross over. Go through the door, man.
And one of the first things that they do is lock the door to the attic. They don't let them in. They open the door to the other side, but they keep the other door locked.
Bye. And then slam the door.
And then they lock it. And then Lydia comes and she picks the lock.
She goes.
And she walks inside.
Stop. We have to stop now. You're going to make me want to eat my donuts.
You better stop before I eat my donuts, okay? You better fucking stop or I'm going to eat my donuts.
That's my bag of donuts. Don't look at me like that. Now I feel awkward.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. Continue with your donuts. Go for it.
I'm going to drink this. No, I'm not going to do that. That'd be nasty.
Yeah.
I want something to drink. We don't have anything.
There's water.
There is water.
You don't sound excited about it.
All I drink is water.
Oh, poor you. You have the thing that all living things need to survive.
Candy?
Water.
Oh. The liquid stuff.
The liquid stuff.
Do you remember?
Water. No. What are you talking about?
The conversation we had in Messenger that one time when I was like, did you get the liquid stuff? And you're like, water?
No, this.
It was the liquid Tylenol that I was telling you about.
Oh, that's right. The liquid Tylenol
that you didn't even know existed.
I mean, I know like Dayquil is a thing.
No, but there's liquid Tylenol.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, I know that now.
It's a thing now. Well,
I know it now. And all this wonderful visionary stuff, the visual stuff.
Snakes.
The sand snakes. I like those. It's the exact kind of weird shit to just add on to the absurdity of the ghost and the ghostly beings and the ghostly ongoings of the rest of the movie. There's just fucking snakes outside the door for no reason.
I think the lady that was cut in half was hot.
The one with the legs?
The legs. The fishnets. You've been practicing, haven't you?
No, it just sounds horrible, doesn't it?
No. I want to punch you right in the face right now. Like, I'm not going to, but the more you do that, you do have facial hair and I have a lighter, so... Do you want to say goodbye to your facial hair?
No. Owie.
I want to say goodbye to your facial hair.
Don't.
Also, if I burn your skin, hair won't grow back there.
No, don't do that. All this visual stuff gets paired with Danny Elfman's just amazing score.
That's because he's basically a genius.
He is a genius. There was some post, and it was like Danny Elfman of this band, which he was apparently in a
Oingo
band.
Boingo.
Of Oingo Boingo was told by a music teacher that he has no musical skill whatsoever and should expect not to should not pursue a career in the arts. And they were like, "Did you say Danny Elfman of Oingo Boingo as if he's not one of the greatest film composers of all time?" The Simpsons theme, the Batman theme, Beetlejuice, others.
Well, like
he did Nightmare Before Christmas.
I know. That's why I was like looking at your face.
Yeah, but the audience can't see you looking at my face with disdain.
I am looking at his face with disdain. I'm gonna break a coffee mug into his throat.
Howie, that'll hurt.
Of course it will. I want it to. You deserve it.
And all this does go to say that the casting is really good. You got Alec Baldwin, what's her face? Winona Ryder, what's his face?
Hold on, slow down.
Michael Keaton.
Slow down.
Yes.
We have Alec Baldwin, who looks like if he was your best friend's dad, you'd want to spend a night or two there a lot. Because he looks like straight up cute dad. Gina Davis, who is Miss fucking, there's no crying in baseball.
League of Their Own.
Thank you. I couldn't remember the movie.
I've seen half of it.
Huh?
I've seen half of it.
Yeah, I've seen it several times, and I could not remember the name of the movie.
My dad really wanted me to watch it.
It's a good movie.
It was on like at 11 o'clock at night, and I was falling asleep on the couch, and I said, "Dad, I want to watch this, but I'm falling asleep. I'm going to go to bed." And he got really mad and turned the movie off and just went back to his room while I went to go to sleep.
Aw, he wanted to bond with you.
He did, but I was falling asleep.
Fall asleep with him and hold his hand like a dad.
No, you don't do that with dads.
Yes, you do.
Not when you're a guy. Not when you're
an adult man.
An adult man living with your parents. You don't do that.
You can still do that.
Just kiss your dad. Just do it. Fine.
Just kiss your dad. just it's okay. Hold his hand. Kiss your dad.
Yeah, you're almost 30. You're living with your parents. Just kiss your dad.
It's okay.
It's okay.
You know, toxic masculinity is bullshit. Kiss your dads.
Yeah.
If you're 30 years old, have a full beard, and are a grown-ass man living in your own apartment, kiss your dad. Just kiss your dad. It's okay.
For a second there, I thought you were talking about me until you said full-ass beard.
You have a full-ass beard, but not a full-ass beard.
It's coming in.
It's okay. Kiss your dad.
No.
Nuzzle him.
Get back on track.
Get real close and nuzzle him.
Getting back on track. Gina Davis, as you said.
Gina Davis. Winona, Klepto Ryder.
They're all fucking great.
It's okay. Jeffrey Jones, which is actually, he is a pedophile. and I do not support him. He's been caught with child pornography.
Gross.
Yeah.
I also did not know who he was.
Yeah, he also chased around Ferris Bueller. But he was
just in real life, or
no.
in the, he was hitting on Matthew Broderick.
Well, no, he was the principal in Ferris Bueller.
I've never seen it. We could do movies that Anthony has never seen and have a full catalog of the essential watching for cinemaphiles, and would still be creating content for like 3 years. Because I have not seen so many amazing movies. The Godfather, never seen it.
Never seen it.
Gangs of New York,
never seen it.
What's another good one? Gone with the Wind.
Never seen it. Didn't want to.
Yeah.
Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane, never
seen it.
Star Trek movie.
Wait, which one?
The first one is like genuinely, the first one and the second one are like generally considered to be good.
I've never heard that.
Really?
Yeah. But I don't hang around fucking nerds.
Sorry. I only saw Star Wars when the new one was coming out. I finally got the Blu-ray of the entire original sextilogy.
Say that again.
Sextilogy.
Say it slower. Not that slow.
Sextology? Yeah, the supporting cast of Beetlejuice,
Beetlejuice
does such an amazing job.
Speak right.
They do such an amazing job of being a company.
What's the one lady? Catherine O'Hara?
Delia.
Oh, she was mom in Home Alone.
Yeah. I don't
and she's also,
remember the last time I've seen Home Alone.
She was also, you wouldn't care about this fact, but she was also one of the voices for Lock, Shock and Barrel? Whatever, in Nightmare Before Christmas. Not that you would care, but she did one of the voices.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tim Burton has his favorites.
He does have his favorites.
I mean, everybody does that. What's his name?
Quentin
Tarantino. Christopher Nolan uses Michael Caine a couple of times.
Well, Michael Caine is Michael Caine. You can't just not choose Michael Caine.
Right.
He's Michael Caine.
So, as I was saying, the cast of characters in this movie do such a good job making this an ensemble piece. Ensemble. Have we done this joke already?
I don't think we have.
Ensemble.
I
think we did with Repo, maybe.
I don't know.
Anywho's, it's that you cannot tell who is the main characters, who's the antagonist. It's all such a collective group thing. They're all going at it. They're all going at it. Yeah.
No.
Even Otho and that one lady that he mocked for attempting suicide.
Oh, the little Asian woman.
I couldn't tell. I guess she was like visually Asian, but I didn't want to make I didn't want to make an assumption because that's how you appear racist.
That's how you appear racist.
That's the worst thing. Even worse than being racist is appearing racist.
Yeah, I mean, like, some people just, they just appear racist.
Like, look at that dude.
He appears to be racist.
He probably doesn't like people from Southeast Asia.
Look at that guy.
He's fine with Indians, with Chinese, Japanese. He's fine with everybody, but people from Southeast Asia, not so much. That chain of islands. Like if you're Indonesian, stay away from Jeff.
Let's elbow drop that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Nice.
'Twas a hiccup.
'Twas a heap up.
Heap up.
Yeah.
Hey-ya!
And how can we forget the man of the show, the man of the hour?
Man of the hour, tower of power, too sweet to be sour.
What is that from?
I don't remember.
Michael Keaton, Beetlejuice himself.
Eyebrows, McGee.
The second that Beetlejuice is on screen,
it's showtime.
It's a completely different movie.
Yeah, it's
100%. And I think that is an incredible decision because he is that disruptive of a character. He is that chaotic that he changes the fucking genre of the movie. Like the first third is like a rom-com. Then it turns into a weird, wacky, zany character with doing silly voices and sound effects. And then he's gone, and it's back to just a weird rom-com type of... Like, it does have that romantic comedy pacing and cinematography that very... this is just a moment in these people's lives. But they're dead.
In these people's deaths.
A moment in these people's afterlives.
There you go.
They have their goals. They have their things that they're working towards, and they're doing it slowly. They're doing it. It happens organically. The way that these people interact with Lydia is like we understand each other. You being an oddity, us being ghosts, we can connect, even though nobody else understands either of us.
I myself am strange and unusual.
I love that. Love that line. That whole idea of the living won't see the dead. The living won't see the dead, as opposed to can't see the dead. They just won't. As Lydia says, they turn a blind eye to the strange and unusual. They just won't see it, no matter how much you try to show it. And people will be blind to it. And that is what I mean when I say, like, it's like a romantic comedy watching this, because it's just an organic relationship happening with humorous undertones, and it happens to be ghosts, which makes it absurd. But when Beetlejuice is there, it's completely different.
Yeah, he fucks shit up is what happens.
He fucks some shit up.
He just comes in there like jerk off motions and humping things and like fucking
crude, crass,
trying to touch people's
inappropriate
genitalias. Trying to marry a 17-year-old, you know.
Yeah.
And of course, everything that a pervert would do.
Right. And it makes for surprisingly good entertainment. By no merits should something this crass, this bombastic and inappropriate should be enjoyable to people who are
30.
Well, no, like it seems like the kind of thing that would be so problematic that it would just be uncomfortable to watch. And
if they tried redoing it, no,
they're making a sequel.
Oh God, why?
People are asking for it.
When?
And they made a musical. And the musical got fucked. Man, that show had like the worst fucking luck. It was the biggest show on Broadway. Like, people had just gotten over Hamilton. Beetlejuice was up and coming. And then the theater was like, your contract's up, get out. And they got evicted. And then before they could find another place to do their show, fucking COVID hits. New York closed until next fucking January.
We'll see.
No, I mean, that show is gone. That show is gone, and it sucks, man. Because that show was a fascinating twist on Beetlejuice, which itself was a fascinating twist on movies, which had a cartoon, which was a fascinating twist on Beetlejuice. Man, it is like Beetlejuice breeds its own weird subcultures of its own product.
It's like Night of the Twist is up in here with all these twists, yeah, Pullen. What?
The fuck is that from?
Nothing. You have to remember, I don't always quote things. I'm just hilarious on my own.
Okay. I'm sorry.
You
completely misjudged your...
You quote things to be funny. I create things to be funny. There's a difference.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm the nerd. You're the humor. Let's stick
know
to
your
it.
role.
Beetlejuice is good. Beetlejuice is one of my favorite movies of all time. It stays there. It stays there, and you cannot convince me otherwise.
I wasn't gonna try.
Okay, good, because you can't.
I'm on my period. I will kill you.
Okay. Now, the musical, to carry this on to a further conversation, because when I talked about this movie previously.
Can I eat my donuts while you're talking?
Yeah, go for it. I hadn't seen or listened to the soundtrack for the musical. So do it. Get the crunchy part out of the way first. This will get cut.
I don't know what I want.
A donut?
Do I want chocolate or white sprinkles? Or do I want the chocolate icing or the white icing with the sprinkles?
I like white icing with sprinkles.
I will eat this.
That's just, oh God, that looks so good. Can I have a tiny bite of that? Just a tiny bite.
Oh my God.
I want just a tiny, tiny bite of that.
You have to understand that if I give you this little bit stays in.
It will.
Okay.
Okay.
It crumbles and falls apart a little bit, so be careful. Oh, I heard it. I heard you crunch.
From a person who has not had a donut in almost a year. It's chalky.
Yeah, these aren't the best.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for reaffirming what I felt of that donut.
They're kind of
like the initial rush of sweetness. I'm gonna give that a solid 2.5
out of
right in the middle. 5.
Oh.
2.5 donut points. 2 donut holes out of 5. I want to say 3, but I want to give it the benefit. I'll say 3 donut holes out of 5 to give it the benefit of the doubt that it was better when it was fresh.
Yeah, that was like a day or two ago.
Oh yeah, day-old donut. That's not half bad. All right.
I'm still eating it. So
can we get back to politics, please? That's a Hamilton reference.
Yes, but politics are not allowed in this house.
Okay.
We don't discuss politics in this house.
Remember when I quoted Alex Jones and Randall got really upset and told me to leave?
My man.
All right, that's enough diverging. The musical, as I was saying, is a fascinating twist on the story of Beetlejuice. In fact, it even references that in the fucking opening where they have a really sad song of Lydia's mother's funeral, which is something that's not even discussed in the movie. They say how Delia is her stepmother, but that's about it. We're at the funeral and we get this real emotional shit from Lydia, and Beetlejuice is like, a ballad already. It's such a bold departure from the original source material. And then busts into his song, which is like the traditional opening of a musical. It's like a big musical, this number setting the tone. It's wonderful. It's called The Whole Being Dead Thing. The Whole Being Dead Thing. And that is why I feel like the musical is kind of a good expansion pack almost where you get everything you need to understand. Well, it's a little hard to follow, I'll admit, but you get everything you need to enjoy Beetlejuice from the movie. However, the greater concepts of death and grieving and moving on get a little bit more explanation in the musical, as Lydia is she's going through the loss of her mother and her dad remarrying, and it's like, do you even miss her? It's like real fucking serious. And then it completely goes off the rails. I don't want to say that in a bad way, but it becomes a completely different story after the dinner party scene, where instead of it just being the dance breaks over and they want to meet the ghosts, and then Lydia's like, nah, fuck that, and she summons Beetlejuice, and Beetlejuice wrecks stuff, runs everybody out of the house, and the second half is kind of like the cartoon where it's just Lydia and Beetlejuice in the house alone, doing just scaring people, doing their own thing. And Lydia tries to go to the netherworld, walking through the desert, and is like, my mom is dead, this is where she is, and she feels lost and has a very sad moment. And then they get married, and they actually get married. Listening to the soundtrack, you don't get any context to that, and I feel like there is some pieces missing there, but that is basically how the musical ends. There's a song called My Creepy Old Guy. It's a really hilarious song at the wedding. Strongly recommend that. Jac's bored.
Yeah, I was attempting to listen, but
I'm noticing a trend here.
What?
When I'm excited about a movie, you get bored.
I refuse to confirm nor deny these suspicions.
Because I was not excited about Lion King. I was a little excited. It was fun. What I mean is, if it's a movie I really like, and you don't like,
I don't dislike this movie.
Really?
I just don't see I don't see why you like it so much.
It is it is like everything to me. It is everything that makes a good movie a good movie. It has characters you care about. It is very, very well paced. The whole thing just flies by. It feels it just moves really well. You get interesting side characters, beautiful set pieces and imagery, fan-fucking-tastic music, and you get Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. You get Winona Ryder as Lydia. You get so many like iconic performances.
Beep beep.
And characters.
Raising my hand. Hey.
Yes.
Do you wonder how bad his throat must have hurt after doing the voice of Beetlejuice all fucking day?
I don't know, man.
Like, I can't do that voice all the time.
Hey guys, come here. Let me show you something.
Like, I can't do it.
Nice fucking model. I feel like I could do that for I feel like I could do that for about 30 minutes at a time.
Yeah, but that would really hinder like shooting.
Yeah, you're right.
Drink lots of hot teas.
What's that fucking spray that singers use?
Oh, it's like chloroseptic.
Yeah, shit like that. Something like that.
The spray that doesn't help, by the way.
It doesn't help, no, but it makes you not feel
throat.
it. I've done that kind of shit. I had
also, if you get anal ease and swallow some of it.
What?
Anal ease.
What is that?
It's a personal lubricant for your butthole.
Okay.
It's supposed to numb it. If you just like find some edible numbing lube.
My secret was always a very intensive cough drop / cold medicine called
in your
Cepacol.
butt.
No. I would I would have Cepacol, this cough drop style cold medicine that I would offer to actors if their throats were like really fucked up for a morning show, because it's hard to do a morning show if you're groggy for like a children's theater. It's always hard to like, and if they could push through it, they'd be fine. They always knew that. So I'd give them that, numb the shit out of their throats. The rest of the day they'd be worse off, but they got through the show, and the next day they were better.
Yeah, you just gotta you gotta treat your throat right. You gotta.
Well, yeah, you gotta take care of your throat, but you also, at a certain point, if we didn't have understudies, you gotta do the show.
Yes,
the show must.
Vocal warm-ups also help. You gotta stand in the bathroom, bounce up and down in front of your mirror, and go, "Hey, hee, ha, ho, hoo, hee, ha."
I'm not doing that ever.
But it's funny.
You heard my vocal warm-ups last week.
Oh yeah.
That's all I really do is I do a little. I mean, I don't do them for this, but like, if I'm feeling, like if I'm ever going into something and I'm not feeling like super warmed up, I'll do the couple of like stretch the mouth, get the vocal cords, like the little head voice thing, do that whole thing just to get me going. Yeah, but yeah, anywho's it's Beetlejuice. Man, I feel really bad because I really don't have a whole lot more to say about it because I just fucking love it. It's a good movie.
Okay, yeah, but like for me, just sitting there watching it, like, I mean, okay, so you explained like the plot line or whatever, but at the same time, like, I still just don't get the story behind it. Like, okay, so they're ghosts, right, and then they have these people move in and they're like, oh shit, I don't want this shit happening. And then there's this new guy who's like, hey, I can help you. But then he fucks shit up, right? And then they're just like, no, we'll just live with them then. And
then Otho steals the handbook and seances them, and they start fucking decomposing. And it is heavily implied that they are going to die as ghosts do because they're being exorcised.
Oh, I hate exercise.
They're being exorcised.
If someone was exercising me, I would fucking fight.
The Lost Souls room from the Netherworld.
That's where
they were going to end up.
Well, that's fine.
No, because they would have been dead.
I guess like I didn't care about the characters all that much.
Yeah, well, clearly. But that is
like, okay, they can die. They're boring.
They come to an agreement of we can live with this family because we don't want this this girl clearly needs people she can connect with, and that is obviously us. So we can live here for her sake, for the kid.
Stay together for the kids.
Yeah, basically. And as they've come to that agreement, before they can even fucking go to the Dietzes with that negotiation, they're getting exercised by Otho and falling apart. And Lydia, in desperation to save them, goes to Beetlejuice, and Beetlejuice is like, yep. However, in order for me to be free, you got to say my name, and I also got to get married.
Gross.
It is bad. It is a weird fucking turn for it to take at the last second.
Yeah, I'm gonna marry a 17-year-old.
Probably even younger, because she would have been 16
young
when that movie was shot, and they call her a little girl.
Yeah.
Like,
that's really awkward that he tried to marry her.
It is fucking awkward. That's why he becomes the antagonist, like at the last second.
No, he's always been for me. I never
really?
liked him. I hated him.
I love him.
I
love to hate him.
He was annoying as fuck to me, and I'm like,
really?
he's just a pervert. I'm glad that he was dead.
I mean, he is a pervert. He is unlikable. At best, he's an anti-hero at first and becomes a villain. You either die an anti-hero or live long enough to be a pervert. Villain thing.
Try harder next time.
I'm trying real hard, okay? I'm sorry.
Don't try too hard, then.
I'm doing my best.
You're doing your... Come here. I'll pat your head. That's not what... Okay? That just happened.
The whole scene with Beetlejuice at the end.
Where he's trying to marry a child.
Now it's going to sound creepy.
He's trying to marry a child.
It's visually impressive. It's
trying to marry children.
Things get really fucking wacky. We get that weird alien zombie dude with the bug eyes. It's real short with the long arms. He creeps me the fuck out.
Reminds me of you.
Of me?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm not that short.
I mean, you're not short, but yeah, long arms, and you kind of look awkward. I'm sorry. Don't look at me like that. I'm teasing you.
And then we also
don't look at me like I kicked your dog.
We get this. I don't have a dog.
Your cat.
Oh yeah, I have a cat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I have a cat. Don't
okay.
You know?
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
No.
Oh yeah. No. Sure. And the sculptures come alive. Those things come back.
They're like little dogs.
Yeah. They creep me the fuck out. Like I was horrified of that stuff. And it reminds me of the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark books. I don't know if
those are awesome.
Those things scared me the shit out of me, and that imagery in Beetlejuice kind of like made it worse because I saw those images and I saw these things and I could connect the two, and then they moved, and then it just gave me the heebiest of the jeebies.
Give you the giblies.
The heebie-jeebies.
Nope. As a kid, I fucking loved those Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Oh, hell yeah. The stories are great.
No, I loved the pictures in it most of all. I used to cut them up and make collages out of it.
The pictures are fucking terrifying.
That's the point.
The stories weren't half bad.
The stories were boring. They didn't... I
read all of them.
What?
I read all of them.
Same.
They were good.
I read them all, and then I cut them up to make collages out of spooky things.
I couldn't do that because I checked them out from my school library.
I bought them.
Nerd.
From
they made a movie?
Scholastic. I tried to watch the movie, and I think it was really bad.
Yeah, it kind of just like there was hype, and then it just came out.
It was.
There was like the opening weekend hype of it, of like, here's the movie, and then it didn't do well, and then everybody forgot about it. I feel like I'm going to enjoy it, but like I'm not going to be happy about it.
I think we tried to stream it somewhere back in Idaho, and either we got a really bad version of the movie, or like it was just really bad.
I mean, I'm willing to believe either. It did not look great. There was like weird shit in the trailer that was like, clearly you're trying to capture the imagery of the books, because the illustration is what people remember.
Do you remember the one story about the Pele?
Pele?
The volcano god?
I believe so.
It was towards the end of
one of them. I'm thinking about the Wendigo, because I remember the Wendigo one, where the guy was like being carried, his feet were being carried by the wind, and he ran until he died. It was creepy as fuck.
Do you know what a Wendigo actually is?
Vaguely. but you should explain it for the audience.
Basically, it's when, like... So, it's when you get a taste for human blood. Like, you become the Wendigo. So, basically, it's like if you have to kill someone and eat them, you become cannibalistic and turn into, like, the Wendigo. Ooh. Which is they call it when...
I should read these books again.
Yeah.
I clearly don't remember. I was listening to and the audiobook is up there on YouTube. I was listening to, God, one of them was like...
Cabin...
Not the cabin. It was like it was one that I always skipped because it was really long and really dry. It was the one about like the poltergeist, like shit was flying around the house. I always got like halfway through it, but could never finish it. And I listened to an audio recording of it, and that dude's voice was so fucking creepy. Like I could barely finish it, but it was good. But yeah, it's like a collection of short stories, and maybe we'll do the movie next Jackoween, or maybe we'll just do scary movies whenever we feel like it. Because it's our fucking show. Fuck you.
We'll do what we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do a Christmas movie in September.
I hate Christmas movies.
I love Christmas movies.
If you have to, okay, here, I'll make you a deal. You have to hold up. If you can bring me a ton of alcohol and get me fuckered drunk, I will watch Christmas movies with you.
There's only one that I want to do for the podcast, and that's Ernest Saves Christmas. But yes, I think we could watch some Christmas movies and get drunk.
You don't drink.
I don't. I'm saying we as in the royal we.
I will get plastered.
I don't blame you.
And I will hate all Christmas things because I absolutely fucking hate Christmas.
I love Christmas.
Good for you, fucking snow pants.
I'm trying to decode that in my brain. It doesn't make any sense.
Don't worry about it. Frosty.
Thumpity thump thump. Thumpity thump thump.
Look at you.
Look at Frosty go.
Look at you. Go out the fucking door because I'm tired of this shit. No.
Down to the village. With a broomstick in his hand.
In his ass.
Here and there. Going everywhere. Saying, catch me if you can. He led them down the streets of town.
This is making me uncomfortable.
To the traffic cop, and he only paused a moment when he heard him holler, "Stop!"
And then he got shot.
The snowman. He's alive as you can be.
I'm gonna throw something at you.
There is a movie about a serial killer who becomes a snowman.
Oh, good grief!
And there's also a movie about a serial killer who uses snowmen as his calling card. I want to do that one because it is not finished. It is literally an unfinished movie. Now hear me out. Did
they release it?
They
unfinished?
did. They did. So
what kind of monsters?
This movie, and I've heard about this on another podcast. So this is very fourth-hand information at this point.
I got a fart.
It's like a Michael Fassbender, I think was one of the names they said. I don't even remember who, but it was this movie called The Snowman about a serial killer, and it came out and people hated it, and the director was like, yeah, so we missed like 12 pages of the script when we were shooting, so that's why it doesn't make any sense, because we didn't record all of it. We didn't film all the movie. So there's not just like deleted scenes or scenes that got cut before being filmed. There's literal narrative plot points that are missing from the movie because they did not realize that they didn't take the whole script with them, and they didn't have enough time to film in their schedule. It's like a clusterfuck of horrible shit that led to a movie that makes narrative little sense because they are literally missing shit. But that's a story for another podcast because...
That's not what we're going to do.
No, we're doing Jacktober.
Jacktober!
With...
the entire month of October is my birthday, by the way. So if anybody wants to send me presents, you can donate to our... whatever links we have available to donate to.
Anchor.fm/LWS.
Yeah, that junk.
Yes.
I don't do promotions.
Except for your birthday.
Yeah. Send me things. Send me money. I like plushies. I like food.
I like money.
You don't exist right now.
We're going to be kicking off Jacktober, the spookiest time of the year, with Disney's Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, dude.
I've never seen it.
It's a good one.
So, yes, do please tune in next week. And until next time, it's showtime.
No.
Beetlejuice.
No.
Don't marry a child.
Yes. Until next time, don't marry a child.